K-nearest neighbor classifiers, or shortly as it's known, KNN. The fundamental idea behind nearest neighbor is that based on the distance between two data points. So for example, if we have a set of animals, data set of animals as training records, and then we got a test record. Now the idea is, in order to define or to decide to which type of animal this test record belongs to, then we need to calculate the distance, for example, Euclidean distance, as one of the proximity measures between all the training records and the test record. Then, for example, we can check or we can sort out the distances and choose the distances that are nearest, or for the training sets or data points that are nearest to the test set. And then, for example, if we consider only the most nearest data point, then based on it, we can classify the test record. But the general idea of nearest neighbor classifier, it has one hyperparameter, which is K. So in this case, we may specify, well, not only to have the one nearest the training set to the test record in order to determine or to classify the test record. So for example, we may say, well, K equals 5. That means we are going to calculate the distances first and then sort them out and find the highest or the most 5 training data points nearest to the test record. And then we can apply, as for example, hard voting system to find the highest or frequent animal data type to classify the test record. Nearest neighbor classifier is a supervised machine learning algorithm. So in this case, our data set is supposed to be a labeled data set. Now, in order to calculate the distance between two data points, we can apply proximity metrics. For example, Euclidean distance. K is the hyperparameter for this algorithm and represents the number of nearest or the number of nearest neighbors to retrieve, as just explained earlier. A method for using class label of K nearest neighbors to determine the class label of unknown record is by taking majority vote, for example, applying hard voting classification. To determine the class label of test sample, we can apply the majority vote of class labels among the K nearest neighbors, or it can be the weight or weighted majority vote. In other words, we gave weight to the training or to the distance between the test point and the training data set. And then this is going to play a role to find the final or the shortest path between the test record and the training records. So we're going to see an example later on to explain the idea.